If you make videos with AI, you probably hit the same wall I did. You want a cinematic clip for your intro, so you go to a cloud service, upload a prompt, and burn credits. If the clip is bad, you burn more credits. If the service changes prices or bans your country, you're stuck. Today I want to show you a different path. You can generate your own B-roll at home on an AMD R9700 AI Pro using a model called MiniMax H3. Then you can drop that clip into HyperFrames as a background layer, the same way YouTubers use stock footage. The best part? Once it is set up, you own every step. Here is what we are building today. We start with a local AMD graphics card, the R9700 AI Pro. It has 32 gigabytes of video memory, which is enough to run a large video generation model. We run that model through a tool called ComfyUI. Think of ComfyUI like a visual kitchen. It has nodes for loading ingredients, mixing them, and baking the final dish. In our case, the ingredients are the model weights, the prompt, and the settings. The output is a normal MP4 video file. We then re-encode that file with regular keyframes so HyperFrames can seek through it smoothly. And finally, we import it into a HyperFrames composition as a background video layer. By the end, you will know how to make a clip like the one you're seeing right now. Let me be honest about what you need. First, the hardware. The AMD R9700 AI Pro is the card I use. It costs real money. This tutorial is aimed at people who already have one or are serious enough to buy one. You can technically follow parts of it on other AMD cards, but the R9700 is the sweet spot because of its 32 gigabytes of memory. Second, the software. You need a Linux machine, ComfyUI, the right version of PyTorch for ROCm, and 3 small code patches. I will show you each patch in a later section. They are not hard, they just route around bugs in the current AMD stack. Third, the model weights. MiniMax H3 is open weights. We download them from Hugging Face. For the working path I use, the GGUF version of the model, you need about 11 gigabytes for the main model and a few more for the text encoder and the video and audio decoders. Finally, time. One 5-second clip takes about 8 minutes to generate once everything is set up. That is slower than cloud credits, but you are not paying per clip. Before we touch any commands, let me explain the pipeline in plain English. You write a text prompt, like a dock workstation with glowing monitors. That prompt goes into a text encoder, which turns words into numbers the model understands. Those numbers, plus a random starting point called noise, go into the main model. This is the DT, or diffusion transformer. It runs for 20 steps, slowly sculpting the noise into a video. This is the slow part, about 4.5 minutes. After that, a video VAE decodes the sculpted numbers into actual video frames. A separate audio VAE decodes a matching soundtrack. Then ComfyUI wraps the frames and audio into an MP4 file. So the whole job is prompt text encoder, transformer, 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 transformer. Do not worry if that sounds dense. I am just naming the stations on the train line. We will visit each one. Step 1 is installing the right PyTorch. PyTorch is the math engine under ComfyUI. There are different builds for NVIDIA and AMD. If you install the wrong one, nothing works. For the R9700 with ROCm 7.2, the command looks like this. It installs PyTorch, Torch Vision, and Torch Audio from the ROCm 7.2 wheel index. After it installs, run a quick test. This creates a small tensor on the GPU, multiplies it, and prints the result. If the result is a normal number and the version shows HIP, you are good. One warning, ComfyUI Manager sometimes reinstalls the NVIDIA-only PyTorch when you update custom nodes. So after every big update, run that HIP test again. I learned that the hard way. Step 2 is applying 3 small patches. These patches are workarounds for bugs in how ComfyUI talks to AMD GPUs. I will not read every line, but I want you to understand what each patch does, because that helps when something breaks. Patch number 1 is in the attention system. ComfyUI tries to use a fast attention path called SDPA, which works fine on NVIDIA but crashes on the R9700. The patch tells ComfyUI, if you are on an AMD card, skip SDPA and use a safer fallback called Attention Subquad. Patch number 2 is in the MiniMax model file. A function called RM's rope split half was missing its actual rotation math, so the model had no sense of position. Without this patch, the output looks like colorful static. The patch restores the rotation logic. Patch number 3 is in the ops file. The audio decoder also calls SDPA directly, bypassing the first patch. This third patch gives it a safe fallback too. All 3 patches live in the skill documentation. You copy them once, and they stay in place until ComfyUI updates. Step 3 is getting the model weights. The working path uses the GGUF version of MiniMax H3. GGUF is a compressed format that fits in the R9700's memory more easily than the full-size weights. I download the weights to a large archive drive, then symlink them into ComfyUI's model folders. That way the weights live in one place, but ComfyUI can find them where it expects. You need 4 files: the main.t model, the text encoder, the video BAE, and the audio BAE. They are listed in the command on screen. You also need a workflow file. The workflow is a JSON recipe that tells ComfyUI which nodes to connect and in what order. I use the GGUF T2VA workflow. T2VA means text to video and audio. Once the weights and workflow are in place, you are ready to generate. Step 4 is writing the prompt. This is the fun part, but also the part that takes practice. MiniMax H3 understands cinematic language. Describe the subject, the lighting, the camera motion, and the mood. For example, horizontal shot of a dark modern workstation desk with 2 monitors glowing cyan code, soft ambient light, slow camera drift, professional tech look, 24 frames per second. Notice I said horizontal shot. If you want a 16:9 B-roll for a long-form video, you have to ask for it. The default shape for many models is vertical, meant for shorts. Also notice I kept it to 1 or 2 sentences. Long, overloaded prompts confuse the model. Simple and visual works better. One hard lesson: 1080p horizontal generation currently runs out of memory on the R9700. So I generate at 970 by 544 and then upscale to 1920 by 1080 with FFmpeg. You lose a tiny bit of crispness, but it is the practical path today. Step 5 is launching the job. Because one clip takes about 8 minutes, I run it as a background service using systemd run. That means even if I close my terminal, the GPU keeps working. The command is on screen. It points to a runner script that starts ComfyUI, loads the workflow, queues the prompt, and waits for the output. While it runs, you can watch the log. The first few minutes are the text encoder doing its work on the CPU. Then you see the 20 sampling steps. Each step takes about 23 seconds. After step 20, the video and audio BAEs decode the result. Finally, the MP4 file appears in ComfyUI's output folder. I usually queue these jobs while I am doing something else, like writing the script for the video that will use the clip. Step 6 is re-encoding the clip so HyperFrames can use it. HyperFrames extracts frames from any video you give it. If the video has sparse keyframes, it can freeze or seek incorrectly. The fix is to re-encode with regular keyframes every 30 frames. The command is simple. It takes the raw H3 output, scales it to 1920 by 1080 with a high-quality Lanczos filter, encodes it with libs264, sets the keyframe interval to 30, and adds fast start so the file streams better. I also normalize the audio levels during this step so the clip is ready to drop in. The output is a clean, seek-safe MP4. Step 7 is the payoff. In your HyperFrames project, put the re-encoded MP4 in the assets folder. Then, in your subcomposition HTML, add a video element. Give it a class of clip, a unique ID, data start equals 0, and if the clip has audio you want to keep, add data has audio equals true. Everything else is a normal HyperFrames layer. You can put text on top, animate the text with GSAP, add gradients, and treat the B-roll like any background. In the long-form template we built earlier, this is exactly how the channel intro works. The first 5 seconds are the H3 workstation clip with a BizFlow AI wordmark, fade in, and the URL at the bottom. That is the full loop. Prompt: generate, G, re-encode, G, composite. Before we finish, here are the problems you are most likely to hit and the fixes. First, out of memory. If you see ROCm errors, lower the resolution or shorten the clip length. 960 by 544 works on the R9700. 1920 by 1080 does not, yet. Second, the SDPA crash. If sampling dies right after the model loads, your attention patch is missing or ComfyUI overrode it. Reapply the SDPA bypass patch. Third, wrong PyTorch. If you see invalid device function, check torch.version.hip. If it is none or says CUDA, reinstall the ROCm 7.2 wheels. Fourth, static or noisy output. That means the ROCm patch is missing. The model runs, but it has no positional awareness, so it makes colored soup. Apply the arms rope split half patch. These 4 issues cover about 90% of the failures I have seen. That is how I generate B-roll at home with the R9700 AI Pro and MiniMax H3. It is not one quick simple. There are patches, wait downloads, and an 8-minute wait per clip. But the result is a video file you can use however you want, as many times as you want, without asking a cloud service for permission. If you are building a HyperFrames channel and you want to own your pipeline, this is the most direct path I know. The commands, the workflow, and the patch code are all linked below. If you get stuck, drop a comment and I will help. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.